They say don't get too close to the fire.
We are at Dollywood's Dream More Resort, and I am sitting here with an icon and a legend in music. 21 number one hits, and T.G. Sheppard is the man. Thank you for joining me today.
You got it, Brett. Man, I'm glad to be with you. I mean, we've done it before.
Yeah.
And I meant what I said. I see you've been using it, but you have mastered the art of conversation. You really have. No, you're good at what you do, and that's why, I enjoyed coming back and doing it again with you.
I think I've been getting some big names because of that little thing, that little
Well,
spot.
I'll give you an address to send a check to. No, anytime, man. Anytime.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're a friend, so.
Thank you so much. Well, I've been excited about it. So I stopped doing the podcast in 2020, and it just kicked back off this past November. Just some really cool things just happened, and I knew it was time to do it. The opportunity to do a video podcast, and so it's just been going great. And so now we are here face to face instead of the old-fashioned phone call.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about asking you. I have a couple of really good questions I believe that you're going to enjoy answering. I don't like to have just the old autopilot interview.
Well, that's what I liked. That's what I liked about you before. So you shoot away, man, and I'll lie to you the best I can.
Hey, that's great. It's well, first, your buddy T. Graham was on the show last week.
Yeah, we've
been doing shows.
Yeah, we packaged up together this year to do what we call a TNT show. And we go out, and T. Graham's been with me on quite a few dates, and we have a lot of fun. We were together last week in Renfro Valley, and had a wild crowd there, and of course T is just one of those incredible vocalists, man. He's like Delbert McClinton. He's the kind of guy that, or Jelly Roll, either one.
Yeah.
You hear, or Luke Combs, or Chris Stapleton. When you hear that growl and you hear that power in that voice, you know it's T. Graham Brown. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He loves the Lord, and I like that. And
I do too.
He's just a super, super friend, and we've been doing some shows, but I'll have to pick up on that show from last week.
Oh yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. He sent me an email later that night, or a text of his brand new album. It hadn't even been released.
I've
but he's
heard
like,
wow.
Oh yeah. He's like, just listen to it, and which I was honored that he did that. And so we sat out by the fire and listened to Winona and Tanya. And Delbert.
He had everybody on there, yeah.
So that's I thought that was pretty cool. Well, moving right on, I believe this was the 40th anniversary of Slow Burn last year or this year? Is it
this year?
Oh, it's 24. Okay.
40 years. God, I can't believe it. Seems like yesterday, Brett, that I walked in the studio with Jim Ed Norman at Warner Brothers, and he had sent me the song, and he said, "Man, I have found you a #1 career song." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I hear a lot of the Eagles type harmonies in this song for you."
Oh, wow.
And of course, he was producing the Eagles then too.
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Okay." And we walked in the door, and one take, first take, bam, that was it.
On the original record, that's
one
it?
take.
Oh, wow.
It was just one
That's a big deal.
It was just a magical
I was about
moment.
to say,
It was
that's
just meant to be, and still one of my all-time favorite songs to do in concert.
That's what I saw you said, that I read that you said that that's still one of the ones to.
Well, in music, occasionally you'll capture a song that stands the test of time.
Right.
And that's one of those songs that was kind of before its time, track-wise, music. It wasn't dated at all. It was really kind of to now. It's kind of what's happening now in music. And so it's just kept going all these years,
Oh, you're right about it is timeless. But what's going on now?
But I attribute that
That's
to
cool.
Jim Ed Norman.
He's
the great
incredible
producer.
Yeah,
he's out with the Eagles. Just got out with them recently. He was conducting the orchestra on the road, the symphonic part of the Eagles show. But yeah, no, Slow Burn is, I don't know. I'm proud of that one because it's just one of those songs that I don't do many clubs anymore. I do a few. And man, when you do that one, they hit the dance floor on that one. I mean,
Yeah.
that's when you know you've hooked a hit when they do that.
Oh, I was talking to Billy Dean recently,
Oh.
and for some reason, I forget what it was, he brought your name up, talking about it was a band he had before his first record deal, but they would cover T.G. Sheppard.
Yeah.
And he started doing, he had his guitar, and he started playing a little bit of it on the air. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well,
What an honor.
It's a great compliment when other artists recognize you by doing your songs.
Oh, man.
Like a few months ago, I pulled up my email one day, and somebody had sent me this email of Jake Owen. And of course, Jake's a friend, but I didn't know he was doing this. But he was singing "Loved Them Every One."
Oh.
And they said that he does it in every sound check.
Wow.
He sound checks with.
You're kidding.
And so that's a great compliment when any artist likes what you do enough to sing your songs.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a Haggard song in a heartbeat, you know, or a Ray Price song. I love Ray Price. So, or a Kenny Rogers song. I do other people's songs because I love what they do.
Oh, yeah. I love that you say that because there's a lot of artists that they do. They'll put in a couple of covers during their set.
I remember the first time I met Blake Shelton, which was before he ever got a hit record. I was eating in a restaurant one day, Brett, and he came over to me and he said, "Mr. Sheppard," and he had his mullet, his ball cap, and he said, "I'm Blake Shelton, and I'm in town. I'm going to try to get a deal and do something." And he said, "Man, I've been singing your songs in the clubs for years, and I really like what you do." And,
that's awesome.
So it's always a great compliment. You know, Elvis was that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember one night I was talking about people impersonating him, and I asked him, I said, "Elvis, how do you feel about people trying to sound just like you, look just like you?"
What did he say?
And he said, "That's the greatest compliment that an artist can receive, is for somebody to want to look or sound like you." And it never really bothered him. He always thought it was a compliment.
Oh,
that
that's
people
cool.
would want to do that. So I'm always complimented, whether it's a Blake Shelton or a Jake Owen or whoever that does my songs. It's always a pleasure and honor.
Well, 21 number one hits.
Who's counting?
I mean, nobody, right? Yeah. Shoot, 21's, that's a massive feat. It's an artist. I was telling Matt, an artist is blessed just to they just have three. Their whole
two
career.
or three.
That's huge. And they may have top 10 singles, but to have the number one spot.
Yeah, that number one.
Pretty special.
I got to tell you a great story.
Please
I don't know if I told you this before.
It's good. Keep going. I don't care.
This is the greatest story for anybody who is listening to us or watching us.
Yes.
To never give up on your dream. And I'll tell you, this story is phenomenal. The day that I went to my mailbox to pick up my billboard to see Devil in the Bottle, number one.
Man.
I picked up my billboard and I opened it up. Bam, there it was, number one. All these people that I love and admired was on there, and I was number one. It was just a dream come true. And then I reached in that same mailbox, and there was a little box that was returned to me from a major record label with a letter that said, and it was the same song. It was number one in Billboard. And the letter said, "We're sorry at this time we do not feel that this is commercial enough for our label." So in one hand, I had Billboard where it was number one. And in the other hand, I had a rejection letter and the box sent back to me where they didn't think it was a hit. What? So it just goes to show you that if you believe strong enough in what you're doing and you just keep going, if it's meant to be, it will be. So I'll never forget that day.
Oh, man. That's
a winner in one hand and a loser in the other. So,
well, surely they regretted that.
I hope.
I mean, number one on Billboard and Well, but that's
We had a great run. I mean, we
yeah,
had 14 in a row that went number one, and that was kind of new back then.
yeah.
And then we wound up through the years from 74 to mid 80s, late 80s, of having a few more on Columbia. So 21 is I don't know. I never thought I'd have that many, but I'm
That's
glad I did.
oh man,
It's enabled me to work a long time.
yeah, no doubt. Did you like what year did what was the first number one? What
Devil in the Bottle went number one in January or February of 1975.
75? What was it like in the country music environment and from like 75 to 80? Like what was it
Well, then you had people, the Oaks were just starting out.
mhm.
The big heavy hitters then was like Farron Young,
Okay, okay.
uh, gosh,
That's cool.
Jack Green,
Yeah.
uh, Dolly, of course, was just starting out too. And you had Dottie West,
Mm.
and then all of a sudden, I came along with a lot of other people like the Gatlins and myself and Greenwood and so many of us that came along at the same time.
Yeah.
Mickey Gilley and Johnny Lee.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough, Brit, to come along in that great era of
Mhm.
urban cowboy,
Mm-hmm.
where John Travolta made it very popular for people to wear hats and boots.
And you saw that take place
Oh,
after the
I was
movie.
in the middle of that.
Yeah.
We were on the Urban Cowboy tour, Mickey and Johnny and I were for
Oh.
years. And so that was a very magical time.
Yeah.
And so that era of music, those names I mentioned
Mhm.
before us, still went on for a long time
Mhm.
until their career. Because, hey, it doesn't last forever.
Right. Oh yeah.
Enjoy it while you can.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I can't believe I've been doing it almost 50 years.
Well, that's awesome.
Next
though.
year.
That's just
Wow.
that's incredible.
Still, I'm on the road every week.
Yeah. That's I think it's awesome.
Somebody the other day asked me in an interview, said, well, how much longer are you going to do this?
Yeah.
And I said, first of all, as long as I can,
Yeah.
as long as I feel good.
All right.
And as long as I know that somebody is standing or sitting in front of that stage
Mm.
that's still listening to the songs,
Mhm.
I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I still love it, I think, more now than I ever have because I'm not in competition with myself anymore.
Mm.
I've made my mark, and if I never do anything else more, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with what we're able to accomplish
Oh,
with our
yeah.
music. But the hardest part for me is the easy part is performing. The traveling is so
Mm-hmm.
ruthless on me.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you can't depend on airlines for schedules. You don't miss a show or uh, traveling in buses. It's tough.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep doing it a little. I'm going to do it another 50, and then
Yeah.
I'm done. So, uh,
Oh man, going back to what you were saying about the late 70s, I'm always interested in seeing the artists that I get to talk to, what stood out to them in their decade. Like, T.
Right.
Graham was talking about 86 and 87,
Yeah.
So I love hearing that. What year was your last number one? Do you remember?
it was late 80s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
were
We went on through the
hot
80s.
through the 80s.
Yeah, and then it died.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's that way for any artist.
Mhm.
You can only hope that when you're in your hot streak,
Mm-hmm.
that you have enough memorable songs that
Yeah.
are big enough
Yeah.
to sustain you to work beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to have enough of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has enabled us to work, although we haven't been what we call radio worthy for a lot
Right.
of years.
Yeah.
But we still get played on a lot of radio.
Mhm.
And now with streaming the way it is, the music business has changed so
Big
much.
time.
And it's a different business. Now it's social media and TikTok, and we're big on social media because
Mhm.
you can reach so many people overnight.
Big time.
With
Isn't
it.
that something?
So, but no, it's we've been very blessed.
What throughout your career, what time frame has been the best in the business as far as when people used to get actual record deals as opposed to streaming or as opposed to having CDs? Or did you enjoy having tapes more? And now, you know what I mean? Like, because you've had all that, records, 8 tracks, and
Well, I enjoyed the vinyl era,
yes, yeah.
and it's coming back now.
Yeah, I know it. That's
Jack
crazy.
White's doing a big thing with that too in Nashville.
Oh, is he?
He's big on vinyl.
Okay.
And we're starting to reissue a lot of our stuff on vinyl
Oh, that's
right now
cool.
because
That's cool.
there's something about putting a needle on a record and hearing a little pop every now
Yes.
and then that makes it real.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it can get too quiet,
Yeah.
too slick,
yeah.
and you feel like you're listening to, I don't know, it just feels like it's overdone too much.
Right.
But no, I loved every era of music in my career. I mean, I used to get a kick out of 8-track tapes, and then when cassettes came along, and then when CDs hit, wow, we had hit the big time then. But the vinyl era was probably the era that I enjoyed the most because you got the full album,
Mm-hmm.
and you were able to put more on there about the musicians who wrote the songs,
Right.
a story or two here and there, more photos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It gave the people a better package of the album than a CD.
Oh, yeah.
You just
Yeah.
can't put that much on a CD.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh, man, that's cool. I've been collecting records here lately, so.
Keep on, man. They're worth a fortune.
Oh, yeah, I have one of TG. Remember me showing you that one? It's the, which one was it? And it's the original.
Well,
I can't remember which one it was.
It'll
but
come
the
to you.
cover of it was so cool. Like, I mean, you were just, just like,
well, I was able to be with a couple of great labels that had great
yeah.
art departments
Mm-hmm.
and great photographers to shoot covers. I remember going to LA and shooting a lot of covers with a guy named Dick Zimmerman. And Dick Zimmerman was the guy that shot the Thriller album cover for Michael
Oh,
Jackson.
okay, yeah.
He shot everybody. And he shot my Finally album cover and my I Love 'Em All album cover, Smooth Sailing's Flow. He did a lot of covers.
Oh,
But,
nice.
man,
Okay.
he was really a master. He had a great eye through that camera lens. He
Oh,
knew
that's
how to,
cool.
he knew how to capture stuff. So,
Uh,
but no, I'm glad you have got one of
I
those.
think it was there one of you on a motorcycle
Nope, never was on a
or a
motorcycle.
pickup truck? Was there a car?
No, I was in a car.
That's the one. I know
That's
it.
the Finally album cover, I
That's the
think,
one.
probably.
Golly, I inherited all these records and I've just started going through them. So I'm excited. I'll listen to it.
Good.
So you and your wife, now y'all have been working or is it finished yet? The duets project?
We're very close to being done. We'll finish up probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Now that's cool. That's a cool
The
concept.
first single is being ready to release from the album. And we're not sure yet if it's going to be called Twin Flames, but it may be called Twin Flames.
Okay.
And we just shot the album cover. I'm very pleased with it. And the first single will be Still the One. It's the Shania Twain hit.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I can't wait to hear that.
And so we did a duet with that. We took a lot of our favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
We did an album years ago called Iconic Duets and did
Mhm.
so well through Time Life.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to go back and do another album. So we went this time a little deeper. I mean, we did songs like, well, it's too late, baby, now. We did those type of songs. We did the Shania song. We even did a remake on the Kenny Rogers hit Morning Desire.
Oh, that would be nice.
So
Man.
it's a different, and we even went back so far to go to a group called Spiral Staircase with I Love You More Today Than Yesterday.
I know that song.
We did that on the album. So
Yeah.
then we did Quando on the album. So it's a unique album, and we're
Was
almost
it fun
done.
putting it together?
Oh
and-
man, we've been working on it
creative
for a
with it?
year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, because we haven't been in a hurry. Because we believe in doing quality as opposed to quantity,
Oh yeah, yeah,
always.
yeah.
And so we didn't have a time frame or a record label pushing us because we own our our own company, Leopard Entertainment. And so we took our time with it, and we've had a blast doing it. And we were in the studio before we came here, and doing the new single, mastering it. But it's been a lot of fun.
When did
working with Kelly?
Oh, well, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. When did y'all record the Christmas Without You?
We did that just right before Christmas.
So that's
Yeah, that's
okay.
new.
Yeah.
And it'll be part of a Christmas album that's coming next year.
Okay.
And then last year we did White Christmas and invited the Oak Ridge Boys in on that.
Oh,
to
nice.
sing with us.
Yeah.
So that will be coming up next year, the Christmas album. But the duet album will be released sometime, probably April, May.
Oh, it'll be before summer.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
first single comes February the 14th.
Oh, nice. Oh, imagine that.
Coming right up.
There, I mean, February 14th.
Valentine's.
Do y'all do you have your favorite restaurant spots
Are you kidding?
where you live up there in Nashville?
Oh, man. Well, of course, we live near Cracker Barrel.
Oh, that's hands down. I can always go there.
We're big Italian food lovers.
Me too.
We love Italian food, and I love a good Japanese restaurant, hibachi, where I can go in and they cook the food in front of you and entertain you and flipping the food around. And
is it like a local
Yeah.
Italian?
right
or
there
is
in
it
Hendersonville.
or it's not Olive Garden or stuff like
No.
that? Yeah,
But Olive Garden, I like.
Oh,
They're not going to eat their salad all day long.
I could do.
But no, I mean, we've already eaten in every truck stop in America. Okay, traveling up and down the interstate.
Oh yeah.
And so we're big eating out people.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't believe in keeping my wife in the kitchen all the time,
Right,
because I'm on the road a lot when
Mhm.
she's not with me,
Yeah.
and when I'm home, I don't want her having to clean up dishes or
Yeah.
work in the kitchen. I want to be with her,
Yeah.
so I want to take her to dinner.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoy the most, is eating out. But yeah, we got our favorite places to eat out, but we enjoy it. We enjoy it a lot.
I had my first Nashville fried chicken a few weeks ago.
Oh boy,
I didn't even know. I've never had it.
I won't tell you that, and Memphis barbecue. Now Memphis has got the best barbecue in the world. Wow.
That's what I've heard. I've only flew into Memphis. I've never got to
Man.
experience the barbecue.
Entertainers have got these favorite places all over America.
Mhm.
If they know they're going in a certain direction, they make plans to stop at that restaurant
That's awesome.
or that truck stop or
Right.
whatever, and that you remembered had great food. So, no, we still eat at home. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it usually is eating out. We
Yeah.
have our favorite places.
That's me. I don't ever cook. I'm an eater outer as well. I'm trying to figure out where we should go this afternoon up here. I've ate so many places
I
up
can
here.
tell you,
Where?
2 or 3 places.
Oh, for real?
Okay.
Okay.
Paula Dean's has got a great restaurant.
I love it. And I've ate the one at the
Okay.
island.
All right.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And then there's a little place right near here,
Mm-hmm.
over behind. It's right down from the Titanic.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
It's called the Applewood
Oh,
Barn.
that-
It's not the house.
yes.
It's on the river right
Mhm.
there.
Yep. I
They've
agree.
got fritters. The
They-
kid, you Lord, with the apple butter, and you got to eat there.
Well, I have. I've had breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had the apple fritters there before.
Yeah. Okay, but then you already know.
Yeah. See, that's why I like to go to different places too. I like to experiment some other food, but I don't know. Calhoun's, I like Calhoun's.
Oh, I love Calhoun's.
Yeah, that's good.
I love Calhoun's.
Yeah.
We there was another place too. Well, there's several here in town, but those couple are my favorite stuff.
Oh yeah. So I think we're going to head to Gatlinburg. Well, we're going to go try Jason Aldean's place.
Yeah,
That's
I haven't
right.
been there yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Blake Shelton. So they got some music over
Well,
there this afternoon.
they need the money.
Yeah, they're struggling here lately. So I'm glad they're working in the restaurant.
Oh man, those guys are into everything. That's great.
It's Broadway.
More power to them, man.
Broadway downtown.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, man.
everybody's got a
Bon Jovi is putting in a club in
What?
Nashville
You
downtown.
got to be kidding.
Just announced it. And it's just Kid Rock is a very close friend of mine, and he has a great honky tonk.
Oh yeah.
John Reitz has got a great place, and Luke Bryan,
Yeah.
another friend, just got a great place there. Alan Jack, everybody's got their own
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
But there's so many people that go there that every one of them is packed.
So
Day and
busy, even through the week.
Oh yeah, day and night.
Did you ever have a restaurant?
Oh, I had several. I had one here called TG's North of the Border. It was a Mexican restaurant.
I did not know this. I didn't.
Oh, I love
That's
Mexican.
great.
And I had it here in Gatlinburg,
Uh-huh.
and then I had one in Chattanooga.
Oh yeah.
And that was my first fortune that I lost, was in the restaurant business. And then I built a 1,500 seat theater here in
Oh,
Pigeon
okay.
Forge.
Yeah.
It's now called Country Tonight.
I know where that is.
I built that
Yeah.
and performed there 3 years.
What
And,
about that?
So I had a home here for like 10 years.
Okay.
I had a big lodge that was built in 1861.
Oh man.
A log lodge, 10-bedroom lodge that I bought and turned into a bed and breakfast. And I had the top floor. Okay, I had my own entrance.
Ah.
But I would always go down in the mornings and have breakfast with the guests in the kitchen.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I just come down in my pajamas or a robe, and they'd be sitting there, and they didn't even know I was home.
That's awesome.
And my aunt and uncle ran that for years. It was called Moon Mountain Lodge. It was
Okay.
a magical place.
Yeah.
It was on top of the mountain, and the weather would get so bad that I wound up building a heliport.
Did you?
Where I could fly in and
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
in case I was going to miss a concert or
Right.
couldn't get home. I could
Oh
fly
man.
from Knoxville to
Yeah.
the house.
Wow.
And but yeah, I've had my own restaurants for in and out. Then I used to own a chain of nightclubs called Guitars and Cadillacs. We had one in Kansas City, we had one in Denver, we had 5 of them. And I remember when Garth Brooks played there for us in Kansas City.
Did he?
And everybody played there for us in the beginning when
Oh,
we were
yeah.
starting out.
Yeah. Also, it's like a honky tonk.
Oh yeah, that was a nightclub. It's like 80, 90,000 square
Okay.
feet. They were huge.
Steak
And they
and
were
all the
steakhouses and dancing and beer.
Oh wow.
And it was wild.
Wow.
It was wild. But now it's just music. I got out of everything that's not music related because I have found out as I've gotten older that less is more.
Yeah.
I don't want all of that stuff that takes up my time. I
Right.
just want to perform and do music and be with my family. That's all.
I
That's the
love
most
that.
important thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
That's it. That's it. Oh man.
And
I
my
love-
friends.
Yeah. Exactly. And Sirius. How did the Sirius XM thing come about?
Well, Elvis and I were close friends for a lot of years,
Mhm.
16 years. And I was a runaway at 15, and he kind of picked me up. And
Were you living
Saved
in
my
Memphis or?
yeah, I had hitchhiked to Memphis from
Okay.
Humboldt, Tennessee at 15 as a
Yeah.
runaway, and living in alleys and Bill Street, alleyways, and eating out of garbage cans to survive. And Elvis saved my life. He took me under his wing. I met him at a roller rink,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what he saw in me, but he saw something. And from the night we met,
Mm-hmm.
when I was almost 16, until the day he died, we were close friends. He actually gave me my first tour bus to get me started.
Yeah.
And so the association with Elvis, Sirius XM had the Elvis channel
Mm-hmm.
live from Graceland,
Right.
and still is. So they approached me and said, you were here a lot, man, when you were a kid. And I said, yeah. Why don't you have your own show on Elvis Radio on Sirius XM? And I said, that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if I have time or not, but we worked it out.
Yeah.
And I did 3 years there.
Did you know what kind of format they wanted, or did you get to
No,
choose?
I did whatever I wanted.
Okay.
I mean, I would have a guest each week. I mean, I'd have people like Lionel Richie and
Mhm.
Barry Gibb and
Oh,
Olivia
yeah.
Newton-John and
Oh yeah.
the Oaks or Garth or whoever.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You've
And
got some great
So
guests.
then, after being there 3 years, New York called and said, I think it's time for you to go to Prime Country. That's the best channel.
Oh yeah.
And so I went there a couple of years ago, and I did a year there, and then I left there this year in July of this year because I've got something else I'm getting ready to do.
Okay.
And we'll be announcing that real soon.
I love
and
it.
that didn't have time to do both.
Right.
But I hope to go back to series.
Yeah. So that was a fun experience, though, wasn't it? Like
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to be in Hawaii and turn on the radio and hear your own show, or anywhere. I mean, it was amazing.
Yes.
Or New York, or
Yeah.
LA, or Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And it's a great platform for artists, especially for country artists.
Man, and Brown Country is huge.
Oh, they're gigantic.
Huge.
They're gigantic, and great people there too.
And it shows you how much people still gravitate to those decades. And
yeah, I mean they gravitate to that classic era of country music. The strange thing for me right now, Britt, is that I'll walk out on stage, and for so long I see people of my age in the audience because they were our fans. But then 10, 12 years ago, I started seeing the crowds getting younger. And I'd look out in the audience and I'd see 20 and 30-year-olds, and now teenagers, because they've learned or heard our music through their parents or grandparents. So it's a whole new era of listener for classic country. And to walk out on stage now and to break out into a song and hear the audience singing the song back to you is weird, with songs that were number one 40 years ago, like Slow Burn, and they're singing the words. So it's a very magical business to be in, and I am so blessed to be in it and to have been in it for so long. It's a wonderful thing to be a classic country artist.
Yeah.
Because everybody is gravitating back to it.
Are you able to ever, like, seriously, like, and I'm not blowing smoke, I'd like to be where you have come through the business, because you are. I mean, you are a legend. You're an icon. And I know it's hard sometimes to take those kind of comments, but it's for real.
Hard.
It's real, and so I want to. That's my passion behind this show anyway, is to show so much respect and honor for the people and artists like you, because you're still doing it. You still love it. You still sound incredible. You're still making music. You're here at Dollywood, a Dream More, doing 2 nights in a row. And you've had a Sirius XM. You just got done with Fox News right before you walked in here. Be encouraged, because you really are a living legend who has been there, done that, still doing it. And don't let anyone ever tell you any different.
I've never gotten used to that.
Yeah.
Even now, when you say those things, or I read a headline in a paper, or I see a poster made up of a show, legend. See, I never have felt that.
Yeah.
I'm just a singer who loves to sing music. And to me, the legends are Haggard and Jones and Waylon and
It's
God,
hard,
those
those
guys are the legends,
right?
Yeah. I'm just like the new kid on the block, although I've been doing it 50 years. I don't think I'll ever feel like I'm anything more than the new guy on the block.
Yeah.
Because there's so many greats out there who deserve that title. Never have felt comfortable having that.
And you know what? That's probably God allowing you to feel that way. But
maybe
know that we feel that way.
Well,
people feel that way.
I thank you for that.
Yeah.
I thank you for that. But I no matter how long I continue to do this, I will never get used to that, ever.
That's good. Hey, that's a...
No, because I think down deep inside somewhere, I still can't believe that I got lucky enough to do what I've done.
Look at where you came from. I mean, that story,
It's amazing.
that should be a movie.
Oh, yeah, to God's ear. So maybe Spielberg is listening.
Have you talked to Priscilla lately?
We talk to her constantly.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Every week or two.
My hopes is that I want to eventually get her on here, especially with her the book tour and all that she's doing. I want, that's one of my, she's on my, I wrote it down. It's going to happen. But I just think she'd be the coolest guest to talk to.
She is a very cool lady.
Yeah.
Of course, we were close friends with Lisa Marie.
You're right.
And I knew Lisa Marie when she was a baby, a little girl crawling around on the floor at Graceland. And Priscilla and I have stayed close. As a matter of fact, we were talking to her just 3 or 4 days ago. I played Renfro Valley, Kentucky last week, and I had T. Graham with me on the show.
Yeah.
And Priscilla's there next weekend.
Oh, okay.
She's doing a book thing up there.
Right, yeah.
So we're thinking about driving up and surprising her and seeing her. But Priscilla is just, there would be no Graceland if it wasn't for Priscilla to have had the vision to go and find Jack Soden, who was the boss there, and get with him and team up and build a tourist attraction for Elvis's fans. So I know a lot of stuff has gone down since Lisa Marie passed about the state, who should do this and do that. But the family really is at peace. They really are.
That's great.
They're a close-knit family.
Yeah.
I mean, Riley is a great girl. We know her husband, Ben, and we knew Benjamin, who we lost a couple of years ago. And the whole family was our family and still are. And so it's, but Priscilla is just one of those unique, soft-spoken, and funny lady.
Really?
Incredible sense of humor. But no, we love her deeply. And so we stay in touch.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really cool. I love hearing you tell stories like that, especially the ones like when you, about the first tour bus and, some people just don't. I'm sure there's listeners that are like, "Oh, he knew Elvis." Oh, okay.
Well, a lot of people really and truly, I assume, know.
Right.
But even in my concerts, I got a special song that I do in my concert called "The Day Elvis Died." It's a really
I've heard
song.
I know that
song.
Great.
And when I start to set the song up in concert, I will mention Elvis, and I'll mention that Elvis was a close friend, and I'll look in the audience and people go, "What?
Yeah.
They didn't know."
Yeah.
You just assume they do. A lot of people don't know.
Because back in the day, a lot of people did know, didn't they?
Yeah, they knew.
Yeah.
But I've never believed in riding another performer's coattails to make it.
Right. Yeah.
And somebody asked me one day, "Why didn't you let Elvis open the door for you sooner?" And I said, "No way." Because if he had opened the door and done favors to help me, and if I had been lucky enough to succeeded with him helping, no one would ever looked at me as if I had worked and deserved it.
Yep.
They would say, "Oh, well, it's because Elvis got it for him." I never wanted that.
Yeah.
I don't think any artist should ride the coattails of another artist.
Yeah.
I never will.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why I've never written a book about Elvis. I'm the only one that's never written a book. I am writing my life story now. It'll be out next year, 25.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
It's hard.
I was about to say, has it been tough?
Well, it's just so much to remember too. I mean, it's so long ago.
Yeah.
Time frames.
Yeah.
And but there'll be some great chapters in there about my life with Elvis and our friendship in the book, but only positive things in the book. Nothing negative about him. I don't believe in negative.
Oh, me either. No, man, I cannot wait. See, T. Graham's got one coming out, and Lori's got one this year coming out. Yeah. Now you, and I love that. I want that. The life stories that's where it's at, man. I can't wait to read it.
I hope I can remember everything because, wow, I mean, it's just.
All right, now are you starting from your roots?
I'm starting from my roots at 15 when I climbed out of the back window of my house and ran away. With 60 cents in my pocket, and 2 quarters on a dime. That's all I had. And just with the belief that maybe I would get lucky enough and God would bless me enough to let me have a career. And it happened.
Because you knew that you were destined to sing that.
That's why I ran away. My father didn't allow music in the house.
Right. Oh.
I said, I can't live here any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Music is my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to leave. It was hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was a great life lesson. People always come up to me, and I want to get this out. This is so important. I touched on it a while ago. People in the autograph line or meet and greets will come up to me and go, I always wanted to be a singer, but it passed me. I'm older now, and it's past me. And my answer to them is this: it has not passed you.
Amen.
And I'll look people in the eye that say that and say to them, never give up on your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never too late in life to be who you might have been.
That sends chills on right there.
Drop the mic.
Well, yeah.
It's never too late to be who you wanted to be.
Mm.
You may be older, but if you're older, you're wiser, and you'll be stronger, and you'll do better. I'm big on dreamers because I was a dreamer.
I think I saw a couple weeks ago Martha Stewart's Empire. She started at 50, maybe 52 or something.
Another one, a dear friend of mine who was like my father, was a guy that started the biggest retail chain in the world, Sam Walton.
Wow.
He was like my dad.
I did not know.
And I remember when he only had 4 stores. I was a kid. And he told me one day at a breakfast table, he said, believe me, someday I'm going to be bigger than Sears. And man, in a few years, he took over Sears and everybody else.
No doubt.
He was 47.
47. Wow.
So it's never too late in life to
You're right.
get out there on that dream.
Mm-hmm. There's.
I love encouraging people.
Oh,
I'm an encourager.
Well, you are.
I love to
that's a gift.
Yeah.
You got a good gift for that. And well, man, this has been so much fun.
We'll do it again.
Oh, we're going to. I love it. I love
Maybe
it.
when the book comes out.
That'll be great.
Or when the album comes out to do it.
That'd be
We
great,
can do
too.
something else too and have Kelly on together.
Oh, I definitely would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard waking up next to her every day. I mean, she's such a beautiful woman.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
Lord.
I have to pinch myself going, am I really married to that woman?
What did I tell you on the drive up? I said, TG's wife, Kelly Lang, I told him, I need to get her on the show because blah, blah, blah. She's in music and all that.
That's
and
Kelly.
then I said, she's beautiful.
This is Kelly right here.
She's gorgeous.
She's a beautiful woman.
She is.
But she's got a beautiful heart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, what a heart. What a heart.
That's awesome. Well, tell her that.
I will. I'll tell her you said hi, and we'll do something together soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you
again
for being on the show.
You've mastered the art of conversation.
I love that. I might add that one to the commercial text.
You do it.
That was a short one.
You do it. You do it.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
I enjoyed it.
We were roping the wind every Friday night, singing those songs, living our lives with all our friends down in the lowest places. We would ride around with the tailgate down, rodeo playing in the background. All those memories we were making. We never went down until the sun came up. Papa loved Mama blasting in my truck. whole town cried the day Nolan died. We sang the dance at his last goodbye. And up the river, his vessel will sail on. Just to relive all our glory days, singing those songs, all the noise we made that summer. I wanna ride around those tracks again. Yeah, we never went down until the sun came up. Papa loved Mama blasting in my truck. I was calling Baton Rouge. Shameless, it never got old. I still hear that thunder roll. It's where I've been. It's made me who I am. Somebody play me those songs again. We were walking the beaches of Cheyenne, standing outside the fire. I'm still thankful for my unanswered prayers, looking in another's eyes. Yeah, we ain't going down until the sun comes up. Papa loved Mama blasting in my truck. And I'm still calling Baton Rouge. Shameless, it'll never get old. I still hear that thunder roll. It's where I've been. It's made me who I am. Somebody play me those songs again. If tomorrow never comes, I wonder what she's doing now. I'm much too